your cowboy shit.
Well, my name's Ted Stoven, and welcome inside the Bremen Boot Studio here in lovely Calgary, Alberta. It's been about a 47-degree temperature change in the last few days. How's it up there, Mr. Foley?
Sheesh. Sheesh. Warm.
It got better, eh?
Yeah, a little too warm though, but we'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers.
So he's James Foley reporting to us from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Maybe the Alberta
Slash
side
Alberta.
slash Alberta, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
about 10 steps from Sask, but you're in technically Alberta.
Yeah.
Anyways, tell us about your Christmas. What's been going on?
Christmas was pretty calm, man. It was cold. Like, man,
Super cold.
it's been a crazy December. Like maybe one of the hardest Decembers we've had in a long time, like weather-wise. Snow. Last year we didn't have snow. 2 years ago we didn't have snow until like today almost. So yeah, Christmas wise we hung around, did a bunch of family stuff, you know what I mean? The joys of the holidays of taking it easy and then you have 5,000 places to be. But it was good. Santa was good, showed up, must have been on the good list, and here we are today.
What did Santa get you?
Uh What did he bring me this year? A new pair of sweatpants
Ooh, very fun.
and what else? A truck detail.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, he knew. He knew I had a bad dirty truck. And what else did I get? That was like the big stuff.
That's
And then
awesome.
you know, you get your chocolates and everything else.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas chocolate?
I was talking about this the other day. Do you remember like kids these days don't understand. We used to get the boxes of chocolates and like you'd get a box of
Yeah.
macaroons.
Yeah.
And then there's a box that come with like these little
The
square.
seashells. Oh no. Okay.
No, seashells are unreal. But it was like a little square like toffee. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, maybe.
There was square ones, there was macaroon ones. I loved the little toffee cracker type deals.
You're not talking like cracker squares like that you'd make with like saltine crackers
No,
and
no,
butter,
no.
caramel. No, not that. Okay.
I'll find it. I'll find it. But it was like the same people that made the box of macaroons.
Oh, really?
I don't like macaroons, but during Christmas I could
That's like
murder a box.
I think that's like Nielsen's. Like that's like the old like the same people that made like the cherry blossom.
Yeah,
Coming out
yeah,
came in a cardboard box at the
yeah,
7-Eleven. I
yeah.
think
You
that's
just
who you
bought a
mean.
box of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the same makers. They used to have like these square, like they were like toffee or caramel or something. They were unreal.
I
What'd you
think I know
get?
what you mean. What do I get? I like the Lindt chocolates and the Ferrero Rochers. I'm a sucker for those and shortbread. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
big fan of those.
yeah. I like Linds too.
Yeah, man.
I'm I'm a sucker for anything, honestly.
Yeah, it's true. Dude, I gotta tell you what I've been up to the last little while. I went to Pilates 3 times in like a week, in like 8 days, and it was
Thr-
awesome.
You're liking it?
I really liked it. I haven't signed up for the next one yet because I don't think I'm gonna be around for a while. But yeah, Pilates, who knew? It's friggin' fun.
What's the female to male ratio in that Pilates class?
So far, I've been to 3 classes and I've seen a dude once.
Well played, Ted. Well played.
Well, I mean, it was I don't know. I figured why the heck not? And then because it's a friend of mine that actually teaches the class,
Yep.
a gal I've known for a really long time. Actually, funny story. Her sister used to date Dustin Edwards like back in the day, like probably like 10 or more years ago. But anyways, yeah, really been liking Pilates, James. It's been a lot of fun.
Good for you. What do you wear when you go?
You know what? I just bought a couple new shirts from Lululemon the other day.
Yeah.
They're like it's called the metal Vent Tech shirt and it's like a short sleeve. They're
Yep.
like
Yep.
I don't love polyester a lot of times, but these seem to be made in a way that they don't like I don't know, they don't I sweat a lot and they don't chafe too bad and like maybe not at all. I don't know. But they feel like they kind of breathe a bit. And maybe they wick the moisture properly. I don't know.
You could put this on record right now. Everybody listening, Lululemon men, go there, buy yourself a set of boxers.
Oh,
Spend a
really?
little, spend a little extra money, change your life. Change
Really?
your life.
I haven't done that yet.
Treat the boys with a little respect.
Like nicer
Oh,
than
by
you like
far,
them.
by far.
What are they made out of though? What's material?
I don't know.
That
Like the
place is
same,
filled with
like
polyester.
kind of spandex type. Yeah,
Really?
maybe it is
Do the
polyester, but
boys do the boys breathe good with them?
they do.
They don't get too there's you don't get swalls when you wear the
No,
Lulu. No?
they're the only underwear I wear.
Not like you don't get a swaint either, like a sweaty taint?
Nothing, nothing.
Really?
I'm
Not even a
telling you right
swooch?
now. I'm
Not a
nope,
sweaty gooch?
nothing,
No swass.
nothing.
You don't even get
Nope.
swass. Really?
Lululemon, get at us. Get at us. We'll make Cowboy
Really?
Shit edition.
Really?
I'm telling you to go there. They're a little pricey. They last a long time.
Really?
They're good quality. Tell your old if you don't want to go to Lululemon, tell your old lady to go there and be
I
like,
I
"Hey,
went there by myself today, James. I went there by myself.
confidence." I like
Yeah.
that. I
I
like
wasn't
that.
afraid. I went there on my own. And I
No,
bought one of these shirts.
unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal underwear. If you see me out in public, know that I'm wearing Lululemon.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
every
try.
day.
Okay, to be honest, James, I've been searching for the next like underwear that I like want to go hard at. Like, cause I don't, I found these like Nikes that a friend that worked at Cole Furcus. He worked at Nordstrom and he sold me these like really nice Nike cotton modal and they don't make them anymore. And I've been like searching for the next one. But the problem with those is they didn't have a fly. So you had to get your like full pants down just to have a whiz.
Oh,
Which
your
was,
ass out
yeah,
at the
like
urinals.
ass out at the funeral, like it was like it gets a little weird at that point, right? When you're at the hockey games and you just got your butt out, like it's just, it's weird. So I like the fly. I've been wearing the socks lately and they have a 22nd century silk that I've liked. I got a few pairs of those, but those seem to be discontinued too. So I'm trying to find the right underwear. So I'm gonna have to try out some of these
Do it.
Lululemons.
Get dabble
Scrolling.
dabble in the Lulu. He'll
I'm gonna go
change.
buy,
Like
I'm
I'm
gonna
all
buy a
for it,
pair.
man. I love them.
I'm gonna go
They're
buy a
all
pair.
I wear.
Check it out. Maybe I'll go back tomorrow. I'll get another
See,
pair.
I got a thing like I can't. I don't like when my shorts ride up.
No, that sucks.
You know, when you're
Yeah.
battling, like when you're at it, when you're doing something and you're like
Yeah.
fudging around with your, I want them to stay. I want them to be good. I
Yeah.
want them to be comfy, and that's what they are.
Okay. I'm gonna try them out.
So try them out. It'll change your game plan. Like Lululemon makes good clothes. Like if you're doing athletic kind of stuff, it is pricey. There are other avenues, but
Yeah.
their underwear by far, I'll gladly spend good money to have treat the boys good.
I haven't owned like I owned like one pair of basketball shorts that I realized were like the stupidest thing ever to work out in because they're like down past my knee, but I thought that's what I needed to have. And then finally like Cole Furcus. Like so Cole's dad is Kevin Furcus puts on the Cochrane Lions Rodeo. He's been a part of that for a long time. Cole's mom, Devin, worked for the CPRA for a long time. His sister Dakota is still there. But I don't know what happened, but one day I was talking to Cole and he's like, "Yeah, come see me at work. Like I'll outfit you or whatever and like style you a bit." So I was like, "Yeah, shit, I'll do that." So I went in and I got like one outfit from him. It was like a really nice white plain t-shirt, some Converse shoes and some shorts. And he's like, "It's gonna feel weird. These shorts are gonna be small, like shorter than any other shorts you've ever worn. But hear me out because when you put them on, your leg's not going to look disproportionate. You're not going to have these stupid shorts down to your knee. When you wear those shorts, make you look smaller and dumpy, and you have to have stuff that fits right. If it fits right, it shows off your body better and it makes it look better. Like the
Yeah.
proportions are proper. If you have short legs, you wear a shorter set of shorts and the proportions are better, right? And it throws off those big hockey thighs, right? Like the old goalie thunder thighs, right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
anyways, Cole hooked me up, and I've been on a different path with my clothes ever since. So thanks, Cole.
Thanks, Cole.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cole, for your dedication to the fashion.
So now I'm rocking like the 5 or 7 inch inseams, and it's been a game changer,
Oh yeah, a little higher and tighter, baby.
right? High and
Yeah,
tight. But if the pocket's showing, like on my jorts at Bull Bustin' at Stampede time, like might be a little too short if the pockets are showing. Like you gotta
yeah,
like on the jorts. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see this summer. James, it's the end of 2025, the start of 2026. We probably got to do like a little bit of 2025 highlights and some 2026 New Year's resolutions.
yep. Great idea.
What are you thinking? Got any off the top of
Uh,
your head?
highlights.
Yeah, talk about some highlights. How many
Highlights.
buckles did the Bucking Bulls bring in this year?
Quite a few, quite a few. Maybe like my top highlight would probably be Fryer winning the fraternity Canadian fraternity champion. That was pretty cool to me.
Yeah,
Um, just something that I raised out of a bull that I raised. You know what I mean? When it's just one of those things like a plateau, you know what I mean? If you're in anything, I think like building your own thing that does great. So that was probably one. Um, Healthy and great relationship with Kira, probably number two. The tight one and two right there. Our health is always great. So outside of that, it was a good year, man. 2025 was a great year, I feel like, just overall. We're healthy. We're going in 2026 and it only gets better. Every year gets better.
perfect. I like it. I'm glad to hear it. Glad the Bulls
What's
did good.
what's some highlights for Mr. Ted Stovin?
Well, to be honest, January 1st, losing my dad was the low point, and that was,
Yep.
extremely difficult. But I think that, you know, I think the year's gone decent since then. I think it's probably one of the harder years of my life so far. I remember having a pretty big struggle with anxiety 10 years ago, actually in 2015, and I had a really rough go with a lot of stuff. Had to kind of change my lifestyle and change my habits and behaviors in order to uh, get over that anxiety side of things. And then, yeah, 10 years later, lose my dad. Uh, Started off pretty rough, but I think one of the things that happened was I don't know why, but like being in the world that I'm in with the event side of things and the production side of things, I wrote down a little list earlier because I was thinking about that, and yeah, it started off really hard. It was pretty awesome though to be able to show up in Stettler, like lose my dad on the first, and show up in Stettler on the third for Dustin Alley Edwards' wedding, and just be surrounded by friends there was pretty I don't know, heartwarming, I guess would be the word partially. And I'm not even sure what else, but like to be able to show up in that room and have that much support it meant a lot. Um, I was glad I could go and be there for them that soon after, and then kind of regroup at home for a while and go back and do dad's funeral. But I guess being the event guy, James, I don't know if I told you this or if anybody else really knew, but I actually made like a production schedule script slash like timeline for my dad's funeral. Like I
That's
actually,
fitting. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually put it together and like we produced the shit out of that funeral. Like it was a hell of a send off for Stovey. Luckily on the show we had recorded some audio with them, and there's still some I think that hasn't been released, but we recorded that audio, which I'm really thankful for because we actually played it back at his funeral. I don't know if we talked about this, but that was a highlight for me to hear his voice and hear everybody and see everybody's faces like as they were listening to him at his own funeral. Like it was, I'm sure that's been done a little bit before, but it was kind of cool. We played like three or four of his stories, so he was telling his own stories at his own funeral, which I think was
That's
like,
cool.
it's kind of like I don't know what
The
the word
send
for it is, but
the send off.
yeah, right. So, so this year, as far as highlights, dad's send off. I know there was one person that told me it was the best funeral they'd ever been to. So I thought that was kind of like, I was like, yeah, if I can produce a rodeo, I can produce a funeral too. It's kind of like, what is it, like Wedding Crashers, where he's like, yeah, crashing funerals is the way to,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the whole thing. But so since then, I helped produce a fashion show. I did a script for the CFR Ladies Pro Rodeo Fashion Show, and did the scripting and helped out with the Ty Posabon Foundation Banquet, PBR Canada Finals Awards. I did rodeos in Ponoka, Dawson Creek, Strathmore, PBR shows in Ponoka, and also Armstrong, and then did the scripting for and helped with the production at for the Dawson Creek, Ponoka, and Strathmore chuck wagon races, and helped build a new opening for the chuck wagon races. And then I also did the scripting, created a script for the Agribitions Beef Supreme. So there's like six different kinds of events there that I did scripting for this year and helped like do the production for. including a funeral, a cattle show, a fashion show, an awards show, rodeo, and chuck wagons and PBR. So if you include PBR, it was like seven.
So what, which is outstanding.
It's kind of fun, right? I don't know
Yeah.
many other folks that have done that much variety of events. So I had to write that down as a highlight for my side of things.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Kind of bizarre. I'm sorry to start off a funeral or with like a story about my dad
No,
and
no,
then
there's
turn it into
nothing,
like,
nothing. That's part of your 2025. That's what we're recapping.
yeah. So,
Um,
so
yeah,
yeah,
I think that
other
that's
different events.
badass.
Yeah.
To just be involved in all. So 2026 wise, or what, like talking about 2026, where does Teddy go from 2025?
I think one thing that I worked on once I got home from the summer run was the fitness side of things. Like you mentioned, the fitness side. I think I can probably still eat better, but for me, it's like definitely harder on the holidays. But I did make myself some soup tonight, some beef barley soup. So I got some leftovers for a little while. Uh, but what's my point? Yeah, I think I can eat better. I need to figure out how to change that habit, especially on the road. That one gets difficult. But fitness. So 2024, I did like all those workouts that summer. I think I did like 75 workouts out of my planned like 100. This past year, I didn't do much on that front, but I did get into like a bunch of different things. Like I said, the Pilates, and I went to yoga finally again, and got playing pickleball again, and hockey, and worked on a workout plan with a guy, and I want to get back to that side of things, James.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I talked to you about it on the show yet. But the fitness side is one, but then the other thing is I'm starting my ground school to be a pilot, like to get my private pilot's license on January 13th too. So my
Ooh.
yeah, my intention is to get that ground school done and ideally get my private pilot's license by the time for the summer rodeo season. I don't,
Are you gonna buy a cowboy shit plane?
maybe. I don't know. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know why you wouldn't either. That's
Right?
what
If
I'm
I can fly
saying.
a plane, that'd be friggin' sweet. So I'm doing that, and then I'm also working on getting a custom horse trailer built with Don Blanchette up in Lloydminster, actually.
Yes, sir.
Probably know Don. Uh, Working on getting a trailer that I can take to the rodeos and live in all summer and put the speakers in the back.
Yeah.
Nice living quarters. So I'm working on that
Little
too.
little custom build.
Yeah. And then obviously like things have been a little tumultuous for me personally on the relationship side of things. But Bree and I were working on things again, and we're actually going on a ski trip to Panorama January 1st. So
Ooh,
yeah,
good to
man.
hear.
Yeah. So we figured that we give her a go. So
That's good. That's
yeah.
good. On the up, baby. On the up.
Yeah. I don't know what it is either, but I think that I've had a lot of good years on the even years. I don't know if it's just like I was born in 1990, so like the even years, like the 24, 26, 22, 20 was a bit of a shit show with COVID, but then we started Cowboy Shit, the clothing side of things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the even years, there's something to these even years for me. So I think we're about
Yeah.
to go
26 can be a big one.
pull the slingshot back.
Yeah.
Been pulling it
Shoot.
back. Now we're gonna shoot it. But tell me about your plans in the new year, James.
2026. Just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Head down, ass up. That's kind of what I've built everything on is might not be the most skilled, but gonna outwork everybody. So our program wise is doing great, and like I said, there's no days off. So yeah, just my parents drilled that mentality into me where remember the days that they take off, you work, and that puts you ahead of them. So
Hmm.
we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing, grinding. Um, hope the best for all the places that we go to, like Czar Lake, getting the outdoor event of the year. I've been a part of Czar Lake for a long time with Jason and his team, Darren
Yeah.
Eno, the Eno family. Um, Dakota Butter getting indoor event. We've been there since day one too, helping out DB where we can, and yeah, it's just awesome seeing all these events spruce up. I'm working with a committee right now, hopefully be able to put on another PBR in possibly early June.
Right on.
Um, And then hopefully we'll start working on another event maybe that's going to happen in July in Lloydminster. So
Right on.
just kind of just keeping to our own, like I said, face down, ass up, just work
Yeah.
hard and things come together. So it's good too. We've been doing practices, seeing a lot of young kids, man, getting into the rodeo world. I think it's going to be a good year, 2026 all the way around.
I love it. I love it. What else do we have here? Should we just wrap it up? Just rocket launch into 2026.
Rocket launch,
Yeah. Slingshot
jump in.
engaged. Just do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, man. Well, once again, he's James Foley. I'm Ted Stoven from the Brown Boot Studio in Calgary, Alberta. We're coming up to our interview portion of the show. This was a fun one we recorded in Vegas. And yeah, hope you all like it. We'll catch you on the flip side. All right, we're back in Las Vegas, and it is Monday, and we're having our official TED Talk.
TED Talk.
The TED Talk. This guy on my left, your right. He's a good buddy of mine, and he's also Ted Harbin.
Ted.
Yeah, so this is our TED Talk.
Nice to see you, Ted.
Yeah, you too, Ted.
First time we came together was like 2010, wasn't it? 2010 NFR or
I think it was must have been 2011 because I started the website, the Everything Cowboy. That was 2000 and I started in December 2010. So the first time I came here was 2011, and I filmed your interviews with my phone, and you had a microphone like this that hooked into an 1/8 inch, like hooked into my phone.
Yeah.
It was totally ghetto, but it like turned into being like the start of all of this shit that we're doing now.
Well, ghetto, though, in 2011, we didn't know any better.
Yeah, that was just what we did.
Yeah. Video was new. Video interviews. Nobody was doing video interviews except the Wrangler Network at that time.
Yeah. And then I did those a couple years later, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You were interviewing the Canadians.
Yes, and some other folks. But mostly because they were winning, though. That was 2016. They were actually winning. They were kicking ass that year. And then Levi and Jeremy won the world that time. And, like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was wearing a straw hat, and it was just, like, flopping because I was so excited to ask them questions about what was going on. Oh, my God, they won the round. This is the coolest thing.
That was the loudest media room ever
Yeah.
when they came in there
And then we got banned.
because those boys from Alberta were throwing a heyday.
And one of those boys was who? Devin, you know who this is? It's one of the Roys. I think it was Trigger, and then what's Trigger's brother? It's not Trigger's brother. No, it wasn't Bryn, but it was one of the Roys. I just remember he was like having the greatest time. It was hilarious. I forget what his name is. I can see his face right now, but I don't know. Ted's talking about the media room in Vegas 2016 when Levi and Jeremy won the world, and then Zeke goes and wins too.
Yeah.
It was one of the
That was
greatest
his
times
first?
ever. Yeah, it was pretty damn cool.
That was fun.
Is it weird that's 10 years ago?
No.
No, it's not
I
weird.
mean, Zeke's what, 33 now?
Is he 33?
I think so. I think he's the elder statesman in that Bronc Rider locker room.
Actually?
Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of things we could talk about today, but I want to say that there's so many ways we can go with this, but today, we'll go to some other shit later, but we got to talk about the book.
The book.
The book. So Ted brought me a signed copy here. So it's World's Toughest Rodeo, Ted Harbin with Steve Gander, and I have an official signed copy here, and it says, "Of all the Teds in the world, you are one of my favorites." Signed, Ted Harbin.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, "Of all the Teds in the world, you are definitely one of them."
No. I mean, I don't.
That'd be funny.
Of all of them,
Of all
you're
of them.
one of the coolest. I
One
mean,
of
you're
the
Teddy to
coolest.
me. You will always be Teddy just because I'm Ted.
Yeah,
At
Big
one point,
Ted, Little Ted.
At one point in the media room, we were Big Ted, Little Ted.
Yeah, because we sat beside each other the whole time.
Well, and then when we had Steph there that one year, I made the comment
That's
that
right, Steph
I don't
Curry.
know whether or not I'm going to speak Canadian or Australian this week.
There's a lot of different languages going on there.
You are the one Canadian that I deal with regularly that texts pure Canadian.
Like,
because
I
you
text how I
text,
talk?
"Hey, how you doing, Ted? Eh?"
I don't mean to. It just
No,
happens.
it just happens. It's who
I'm
you
not
are.
even talking to text. I'm actually writing like that.
I know, that's my favorite part. You would do that back in the old days when you had to hit all the numbers.
Yeah, the T9. So there's a few different things though, Ted. So we did. What do we do? Like you've done the same thing with TwisTed Rodeo since 2010, and you're working with the Cinch crew this week. I want to ask the question about like when you met Steve Gander first, but like there's a lot of different things. We got to talk more about who you are and why you're the authority to write this book too.
Well, okay, we can go into it a little bit. Hi, Joyce. That's Deke and Craig Latham's mom.
Does she want to buy a book?
You want to buy a book? Anyway, I got into this. I worked in journalism, worked in the newspaper industry for 22 years, and I created this idea of marketing and promoting rodeo through traditional journalism, just media relations, typical media relations. But instead of a common press release, I wanted to write feature stories and make it more enjoyable for the reader, make it for where an editor comes in and says, man, I like that. I'll just copy and paste it. It allows for coverage of my client, whoever that is, like this week, one of the 11 contestants that I'm a publicist for, or Dodge City Roundup, or, whoever my client is that's paying me. And then I get that into the paper. That puts the promotion out. I try to get them on TV. I try to get them in the radio. I try to get them on the Cowboy Shit podcast if I can, right? That's why when I worked with...
It's kind of hard.
Yeah. That's why, or everything cowboy. That's why when I work with a Canadian, when I work with somebody typically from Alberta, although,
Or Manitoba, like the Larsons.
Right. You get every...
Like our video recording specialist and editor over here, Devin, also Manitoba.
Hey, nice. But like this year I did the story for Cinch on the team roping, and I focused on Colton Schmidt. And that was, a thing that you could utilize. So, I think it's a great story to talk about Colton, because when he first came, he went 8 rounds without catching. They blanked. There were zeros across the board. And in the 9th round, they win the round.
They win the round, yeah.
Yeah. And it was him and Shea Carroll. They won the round, and then that was it. And then he came back, and it's
this is like 4th or 5th time, isn't it?
3rd time.
3rd time, okay.
Yeah. He made it in 2022.
Okay.
But he won his first round the other night. That was his first round since 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the cool part about Colton is he got to the NFR with 9 partners.
This year.
Jonathan Torres is his 9th partner this year.
And they only met up at the finals.
They only got teamed for the finals.
That's wild.
Yeah. There were 3 teams that didn't rope together this year, and his was one of them.
Holy. But you work with Colton, and you've worked with Colton for quite a while now.
Well, I do the stuff for
3
Cinch.
times. Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay,
I've never
Cinch,
done
right.
it with him. I just so happens that he's a
You
Cinch
gotta watch
cowboy.
how you said that. Never done it with
you know
him.
what I mean.
Oh boy.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
it's
It's because you're my friend.
hey, if you've seen Katie, there's nothing going on between me and him.
Yeah, fair.
I mean,
fair. Yeah.
she's kind of a beautiful soul.
It's true.
And the cool thing about that is she went to school in Alva, Oklahoma, and I did stories on her when she was in college.
Oh, that right on.
So, yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So, but that's kind of how the idea came. Getting to know Steve Gander, I knew of Steve.
But we got to go back a little further because we got to talk about some of the guys you worked with, like Cord McCoy.
Yeah.
You work with Cord.
I still work with Cord.
Still work with Cord.
Yeah. I was
wanna say,
his publicist all 3 times that he and Jet made the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
I did the story when he and Jet were the parade marshals at the Calgary Stampede.
Yes, I remember that too.
And yeah, because that's kind of how we got together in 2010. We were communicating on one of those message boards.
Oh, okay.
Because I was doing some stuff for Cord and Jet.
Oh, really?
And some other things, and you were asking questions, and we just got to talking rodeo. And
Interesting. Was that the first year that they were on the Amazing Race? 2010?
No, 2009.
2009. Oh, so then I would have seen it then. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Richmond Champion was one of the people you've worked with over the years.
Mm-hmm. Richie, I've had the
tons
world
of folks.
champions I've had, like Jess Pope,
Yes.
Dean Thompson. I've worked with a lot of bareback riders. It's kind of a one
You're
I
in
like
the circle
telling.
with
They're
those
kind of
guys.
of the 11 guys I'm working with this year, 7 of them are bareback riders. I've done stories on every one of them.
Oren
so far.
Larson. I mean, we kind of mentioned
Oren,
already.
I did. So Tyrell and Oren made it together in 14.
Yeah.
And Tyrell hasn't made it back since, but Oren is a 9-time qualifier. He hasn't made it the last 2 years, but there's a lot of neat stories. I worked with Clay Elliott.
Yes, that's right.
I'm working with Weston Patterson this week. I've worked with Wyatt Casper. Always worked with Ryan Jarrett.
Yeah, that's right.
Coleman Proctor. Coleman's one of those gregarious souls that it's an easy story to tell. So it makes it fun. But that's kind of how that goes about.
But then you got hooked up with the Cinch crew. Because that's
Yeah.
probably where Steve comes from. I'm
No,
assuming.
absolutely not.
Not through the Cinch Crew?
No,
But Jessica Whalert, is that who you got hooked up with?
that's
With
yep.
Cinch? Okay.
Yeah. And then my good friend Trisha Price.
Yeah,
Trisha
that's
Gardner
right.
now.
And Trisha knew and knows Colton as well.
Oh yeah,
Did they go to school together or something?
They,
Or how
well,
was that
they were
connection?
at school at the same time. He went to school at Southeastern Oklahoma State. She was at
Okay.
Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Okay.
But they're good
Same
friends.
region.
Same region. They're
Gotcha.
good friends. In fact, when she came out here in 2016, she was my assistant.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one typing in the interviews and helping me with
Transcribing.
Yeah.
Before AI took her job.
Before, well, I've had a few before AI
I'm just
took
kidding.
over, but and all
But
I
it
do
is way
and
easier
all I use AI for, just so you know, is the transcription. Everybody else is
Yeah.
like, you use AI to write your stories? No, I don't believe in that. Sorry.
No.
And God gave me a talent. I need to use the talent that He
I'm a
gave
writer.
me. So
This book was not created by AI either, folks.
no,
okay?
absolutely not.
For the record.
No.
These are real words.
But
How many cowboys actually read books anymore?
everybody's been asking me when's it going to come out on audiobook. So my wife,
Who's gonna actually like read it out for the audiobook?
it's probably going to be me.
You think so?
I mean, you want to do it? I'm not sure.
Do I? I'm not a radio DJ guy, Ted. You don't want me. You're gonna sell. You're gonna pay
Well,
people
you know,
to take your book.
I've
if I
quoted
read it.
Roger Mooney, and I think that'd be a great voice for it. But I'm not
cool.
sure somebody. I mean, you're talking about some considerable time and production to do it right.
Yeah.
More than likely, I'm going to take my little recorder that I use,
And you're gonna do it.
and I'm going to do it because that's probably the only way that my wife will consume it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So,
Okay, sorry.
I love my wife to
Sidebar.
death, but she does not care to read. And
Fair enough.
I've read this thing at least 20 times.
Yes.
Proofread it, edited, found mistakes every time I've looked at it. And I tried to show it to her just to give me some thoughts, and never happened.
So we got to keep going. We got to talk more about TwisTed Rodeo first because we didn't talk about the committee side of things because there's a number of rodeo committees you worked for over the years. Guyman, Oklahoma. I want to say Gunnison, Colorado.
Gunnison, Colorado.
Estes
Park,
Park,
Colorado.
right? Yeah.
Dodge City, Kansas. Gooding,
Lovington,
Idaho.
New Mexico.
Lovington, New Mexico.
But you're going and being the media guy for a lot of these rodeo committees that are volunteer-run organizations.
Right.
And the PRCA has a media team, but they're not the ones going to the rodeos. It's kind of still a fragmented system where with the PBR, for example, we talk about them a little bit where they have their own shows, have their own PR team. They're putting on all their own shows. Like the World's Toughest was and is back when it started, they were their own whole team, top to bottom, from
Right.
the arena to the production.
The marketing of it. That
Right.
was Steve's baby, right? He would
Yeah.
go into these markets. The other thing that we talk about is how do you market your if I'm marketing in Guyman, Oklahoma or Lovington, New Mexico, that's cowboy.
It's different
That-
than Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's where they do cowboy shit, right?
It's true.
So, but when I'm
Although we can do
marketing,
cowboy shit in cities too.
well, in
Take it to the
Calgary,
people. Yeah,
in
sometimes-
Dallas.
Sometimes they do, yeah.
But for the most part, when you're going into a northern city in the United States, like Minneapolis
Yeah.
and Cleveland and, New York
Columbia,
City,
South
he took
Carolina.
rodeo back to New York City
Really?
in 1981
Oh, wow.
to Madison Square Garden,
Oh, damn.
long before the PBR was
That
ever
was
even
world's
considered.
toughest rodeo. Really?
Yeah. And so, and the last time it had been there was 1958 when it
Oh,
was
wow.
basically the championship.
Before
The
first
NFR.
NFR in Dallas in 59.
Right.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so that was, how old is this Steve guy? Steve Gander.
75.
75.
Born in 1950.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
so he was there when he was 8 years old?
1950.
No, 81. 81, sorry.
Yeah, he was.
I thought you said he was involved in that other one, but I had my timelines mixed up.
Yeah,
He
no.
took it in 81, so he was only 30.
36.
Wow.
Yeah. He retired at 55. Maybe he was younger than that.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's when he
26. How about
Okay,
that?
that
Yeah.
sounds right.
26. I thought you were the guy at math.
I got a little mixed
maybe
up.
31. That
I got a
sounds
little
like
mixed
better.
I thought that's what I started with, but anyways.
So,
So you do the contract media and PR for rodeo committees. But today we want to talk about the book. We got a lot of things we can get to, but let's talk about the book here.
so I didn't know. I knew of Steve, the promoter, producer, and marketer.
Yeah.
Didn't know him, but his wife Peggy has been a good friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
She's a rodeo photographer.
Oh, okay.
And we worked
Peggy
together.
Gander?
Peggy Gander.
Okay.
Now you recognize the name.
Well, but I don't know if I know her right now.
You probably no.
Probably do, but just don't know who she is right now. I haven't been in the media room in long enough that I
Well,
forget.
she probably hasn't been in the media room since you started coming.
Oh, okay. Sounds
So she was in the media room in 2010 when I won the media buckle.
Oh.
But that may have been the last time that she was in the media room.
Okay, gotcha.
But so I would hear stories. My good friend John Gwatney would tell these wonderful stories because he used to work with Steve, both at World's Toughest and with Dodge Rodeo. And so we would tell these stories. We'd sit around drinking whiskeys and telling stories. And
Good old days.
yeah, still do that, by the way. That's how this thing. Anyway, and I really like Steve, and I liked hearing his stories. He's a wonderful storyteller. And we were sitting around in Lovington, New Mexico, a little over 2 years ago, and we'd had 5 bottles of differing liquors, and we were having a good time. And Steve asked me blankly, he says, "You ever written a book?" And I said, "No, sir." He goes, "Do you want to?" And I said, "Well, I'd like to someday." He goes, "How about you write a book about me?" Cool. And that's literally how it happened. 2 months later, I was in Hempstead, Texas. Peggy was shooting in rodeo, and we sat down for 6 hours over 2 days. I've got 2 3-ring binders worth of notes. I interviewed 25 to 30 people.
Oh, wow.
So I talked to Tommy Joe Lucia. I talked to David Moorhead. I talked to Marla Moorhead. I mean, we've got a plethora of wonderful
Moorhead's
people.
Three Hills Rodeo, right?
Three Hills Rodeo, yeah.
Okay.
But the ascension of World's Toughest, Steve owned it for 25 years.
But created it?
Created it, founded it, marketed it, and owned it. But he wanted to retire at 55.
So he started World's Toughest Rodeo in 1981?
Well, it was 1979, first full season. The way I understand it is 1980.
Okay.
And then he owned it until 2005, and he sold both World's Toughest and Dodge Rodeo in 2005 because he wanted to retire by 55.
So we got to talk about this guy here, though, on the cover, because there's kind of a famous person on the cover with Steve. Because this is near the start of the whole
This is 1983. This is a picture from 1983 on the bottom right of the cover.
The front cover of the book.
Of Ronald Reagan and Steve Gander.
And this is when Reagan's president.
Reagan was president, and he...
and they did a presidential rodeo. That's like one of the first chapters in the book.
The Command Performance Rodeo.
Yes.
For President Reagan and 15,000 other dignitaries.
Holy shit.
It was a big deal.
What was the why? What was the reasoning for this?
Steve wanted to do a show. He knew that President Reagan was a ranch guy. A cowboy at heart.
Yeah.
And so he...
and what were all these folks in town for? In D.C. for?
Well, they worked there.
Oh, it's just like the people that...
So he had contracted the building in Landover, Maryland, which is a suburb of D.C.
Yeah.
And he decided to put this on. Well, at the time, one of the secretaries, I can't remember what it was. His name was Malcolm Baldridge. He was a PRCA carded team roper.
Oh, wow.
And he was on President Reagan's cabinet.
Oh, no way.
And so they kind of worked together with the PRCA, and they decided, let's put on it. So that event had Casey Tibbs. That event had all the top hands in rodeo.
Really?
And there was prize money, and there were buckles. In fact, the winners got buckles that President Reagan handed them on the White House lawn.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Damn. Steve said he lost around $50,000 doing that event, and this was in 1983 when $50,000 was a lot of money.
Holy shit!
But he lost that because, and he didn't mind because he paid his crew. He wasn't going to say, "Hey, can you?"
Yeah.
I guess a lot of them worked for free at that event because they wanted to. They wanted to be there.
Yeah.
But this was the who's who of rodeo in Washington D.C.
Wow.
And so that was kind of the cool thing with that.
That's super neat.
Yeah. So the book starts, obviously I have a foreword in it that talks about my reporting and my relationship with Steve and how this all came about. But the first chapter talks about the driver of a limousine backed his way into this skinny alley, down the alley into a dirt-filled arena and into position because it was part of the rehearsal that they needed. They needed a fast escape in case that something happened while President Reagan was there. And so they tried to go in forward. They couldn't turn it because the dirt, the weight of the limousine, and the length of the limousine. So Gander said, "Hey, let's back it in. Let's see what's going to happen." and that was a much faster. They did several dry runs, and it was a perfect opportunity. But I went through, in the process of just putting that chapter together, I not only had the information from Steve, but the old Google master helped me find the broadcast of that rodeo performance.
Oh, no shit.
So I got to listen to Clem McSpadden talk
that's
and
cool.
announce, and I got to listen to Hadley Barrett do some stuff, and I got to hear what President Reagan had to say to the contestants.
That's cool.
And so that was really awesome. I found some other things to give me some background. So that was probably the most fascinating part of this whole process. As an interviewer and a guy who does the reporting on a daily basis,
That's cool.
doing some of this other research, I went into detail about the history of rodeo and how the vaqueros from Mexico helped train cowboys in the United States and in Canada. So, it's come on in. We got all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So but that made it so much fun to write. Now it took time because the writing, the creative side of my brain, I needed, when I was doing writing for other things, I needed a break, and I had to focus on the jobs that were bringing in money on a daily basis. I like to say I took a break from my day job to work on the book.
Okay.
So it took 2 years from start to finish. So, yeah.
Huh.
But in the process, I learned a lot more about myself, my writing. I think some of my work that I'm doing now is benefited by the work
having
I
done
did.
the book.
Yeah.
It looks great too, by the way.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
publisher did a nice job. She's a designer. She did a nice job with it. The inside of it's great. We got some photos. So another thing that's cool about the book, we talk about, you're old enough, you understand who John Wayne is,
Yes.
right? You're
Yes.
Western, you're cowboy, you understand. My editor didn't know who John Wayne was.
Oh, geez.
So we had to go through
Just a
some
little bit of
training.
education on that front.
But Steve bought the big sorrel that John Wayne rode in several of his movies and would
really?
do a tribute to John Wayne
That's part of the shows.
as part of his shows. That
Oh,
was one
really?
of his elaborate schemes. He hired an illusionist to create an illusion where a horse appeared in the arena during part of the act.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
He was doing those intros with horses and those exits with horses before any other stock contractor considered it.
Oh, really?
I think the coolest thing that we talk is he was doing innovative things 45 years ago that the NFR didn't pick up until 25 years ago.
Oh, really?
Like video,
Oh, wow.
like video replay. Back in the old days, you just had, here are your leaders, your top 4. We only paid 4 holes in 1985 to,
Yep.
till about 2000. And they would just put that, the old Cope Skull scoreboard. That
Yep,
was what was in the
scoreboards,
room.
yeah.
We didn't have video replay. But he had video replay. In fact, he invested in a rear projection screen and projector to take to arenas that didn't have video replay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So if he
That's
went
super cool.
if he went into Rosemont Horizon in Chicago where DePaul plays and put on a rodeo, they had video screens.
Yeah.
If he went into the little arena in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, they didn't. So but he
No
wanted
way.
he wanted fans to have that experience just as if they were in Cleveland, Ohio at Gund Arena.
Oh, wow. Well, but you told me, too, that with Steve,
You're good.
she's
Come
probably
on
trying
in.
to ask where the washroom is.
Oh,
It's over on the left over there. Yeah, we're also the info booth. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
I mean,
Do I look like an information sign?
well,
Maybe.
you look cowboy. That's really a lot of people care about, you
That's
know.
fair. I've been asked where the washroom is a lot this week.
Yeah,
Started saying that there's a garbage can right there.
that's what I told. That's what
Cody
I told.
Custer.
Yeah, that's
it
what
was
I
a good
told-
one.
But yeah,
But we talked about Steve earlier, and you were mentioning a couple things to me, but like, did not grow up in rodeo. Grew up on a farm.
farm. He
Like
grew
grain
up on
They're grain farmers in Iowa.
grain, and they raised livestock. Pigs,
Yeah.
cows, whatever. My favorite line in the whole book. We're talking about the value of work ethic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a good work ethic, you're probably never going to do anything. What he was doing on the farm for no money, because it was a family farm, but he was helping the family survive, helping the family put food on the table. And we talked about the fact they raised hogs, and they raised, And so, in fact, for him to make money, they would get a litter of piglets, and they would sell that litter, and that's how they'd make money through the year. Now, well, so in talking about work ethic, I say there's value in trudging through pig shit, which there is. I mean, you think about it. People who work with their hands, they either do that all their lives or they find a way to get the hell out of it, right? You know? So,
True.
I mean, if you're going to shake my hand, it's going to be kind of soft. I type for a living. You know?
I got keyboard hands.
I got keyboard hands. You know,
Yeah.
I shake Will Loomis's hand. Number one, it's twice the size of mine.
That's true, yeah.
Number two, it's like he rubs sandpaper on it.
Yeah, but he's been doing a lot of cowboy shit, so
Yeah,
that's how it is sometimes.
well, and, you know, I think that's the stories that I get to tell. You hear a lot of good cowboy shit, even from the cowgirls. I do a lot of work with the WPRA.
Well, and Haley Kinsell has been a customer of yours for off and on over the years. Is that right?
No,
I remember hearing about Haley lots just because she won something.
well, she's won 4 world titles. That's a
Yes.
lot of. But I was doing the stories for the WPRA.
Oh, the WPRA. That's right.
Right?
Okay,
It-
that's
it-
why
it's
I
hard
thought
to
the
do.
connection.
It's hard to do cowgirls that are in the barrel racing here because
They're busy.
we're at
with
the
their-
opposite end of the arena.
Yeah.
And when they leave, unless they went around, they're all the way back where the stalls are.
Yeah. Fair.
Which is a quarter mile away.
makes it difficult.
So, you know, it doesn't work for them. I have done, but it's easier for the guys that can walk down to the media room.
But going back to Steve, he wasn't involved in rodeo.
Nope.
Shows up to a rodeo at what'd you say, 16?
15 years old.
15 years old. And did he meet Dave Moorhead there? Is that who
No,
met?
he
Who did he meet?
literally he didn't meet anybody.
But you said the contractor gave him a
No,
saddle to use or
okay, so
something?
here's
Tell me the story.
Let me tell you the story.
This story sounds like, I don't want to say it sounds super familiar, but like the first rodeo I ever went to, Ted, when I was competing, I showed up the wrong day because I didn't know there were callbacks. So I just showed up to the rodeo, and the guy that was putting on the rodeo was John Duffy, and they're like, "Oh, you turned out, you never showed up." Clayton Hines was one of the guys. He came. I don't think he ever made it to the NFR, but he was 2-time Canadian champion, but a big mentor of mine in the rodeo world. And he's like, "Yeah, you turned out today, you never showed up." I'm like, "Oh, I'm entered tomorrow." He's like, "No, your name was on the program today." I was like, "Oh shit, really?" Yeah, you never did do callbacks? And I was like, "Oh, what are callbacks?" And yeah, I didn't know what the fuck a callback was, so I showed up on the wrong day. Luckily, John put me out the next day anyways and I stayed on, but it was just exhibition because my actual steer was turned out the day before.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's how much I knew, folks, when I went to first rodeos. I didn't know there's a fucking callback. So I got turned out. And then
So, yeah,
I did better next time.
With Steve, he just fell in love with rodeo at 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had a horse on the farm, but he didn't know rodeo at all. When he was in college, he saw a sign that said, "There's a rodeo here." So he called the number, entered the rodeo. Never been on a bronc in his life. Had only ridden, saddle horse around the farm. Gets there with a regular Western saddle in the saddle bronc riding. And the stock contractor,
Like most people would think, yeah, saddle bronc riding seems legit.
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But the stock contractor, Donnie Burkholder, told him, "That's not going to work. Sorry." And he helped him get a saddle. He got on a horse called Misfit.
Okay.
Misfit had been to the IPRA finals.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Misfit one jumps him. He lands on his head. He says, "I fell in love with the sport. Been in love with the sport ever since."
Or was it because he had brain damage?
You can assume, but I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, you're a bull rider, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, I know.
It finally got...
You don't have to bring it up again.
Well, you were a bull rider. I guess you're now...
Yeah, it's true.
Now you're just a cowboy shit artist.
It's true.
So, but anyway, he fell in love with it and started working for Donnie Burkholder.
Okay.
And
what's
other
his
stock
company called? I don't know that.
The company was Burkholder Rodeo, and he also was Burkholder and Ladding Rodeo, which Mike Ladding is based out of Chicago.
Okay.
His dad was Thorough Ladding, and so he worked for them. And just tell him.
I'm trying to not make it obvious.
Except that we're on camera.
Yeah, I know. We have live customers. We need to help them. Somebody, I guess I could have just told Devin.
But he worked. He did whatever he could to ride broncs. He was learning. He was getting lessons, but in the same time, he was putting up arenas when they would go places. He was working in the back pens. He was doing everything else, and that's where he started, kind of festering the idea of what he eventually created. He got into sales. He literally sold dictionaries door to door. Would knock on doors and knock on doors. I think it's really cool that he will tell you to your face, I couldn't look anybody in the eye. I was so shy. I didn't know anything.
Wow.
And knocking on doors, talking to housewives for the most part, trying to sell dictionaries.
Dang.
He learned how to do that. That got him into sales. He's from Iowa, so he got into seed sales, and he was a regional manager. He did very well at it. He was offered a promotion to do international sales, and he talked to his wife at the time and said, you know what? If they're willing to pay me that much money, what happens if I gamble on myself? And then that's how he created this business that became World's Toughest Rodeo.
Holy.
And then after he got done, after he sold World's Toughest Rodeo in 2005, he sold it to Tommy Joe Lucia, who then sold it to Dave Moorhead with Three Hills Rodeo. And he had it for a while. Then he teamed with Cinch, and then Cinch bought it a few years ago. So now it's the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo.
And now Rory Lemmel runs it, doesn't he?
Yeah, for Cinch.
For Cinch.
I mean, they're teamed together.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
this is the creation of all that. This is what you're going to learn in the book. It's the different
right.
stories.
And I've interviewed Rory.
Wow.
I interviewed Tommy Joe. I interviewed Dave Moorhead. So, I mean, I made a chapter specifically about how things have transitioned in time, and that's where I got the information from Rory, because Rory actually competed at World's Toughest Rodeos when Steve owned it.
Yeah, I believe it.
So it was really cool to talk about. He says, there was times I didn't like Steve because he was kind of a hard ass, and he didn't want people standing on the back of the chute when there was a crowd behind you, but I see it now.
You get it now, yeah.
When you're a competitor, when you ride bulls for a living, you don't think about that. I'm like, I'm just trying to get ready for my bull.
Yeah.
But now as a producer and a promoter, he sees
get it.
that, right? So those are some interesting tidbits. When he got done, he retired in 2005. The PBR called. This is when they were starting.
Steve Gander.
They called Steve Gander. It was Randy Bernard called Steve Gander. They wanted to bring him in, and they wanted to have him help get their international stuff off the ground.
Oh, wow.
And so now he only worked for the PBR a couple of years. Didn't last very long. There were some conflicts, and it's in the book. It explains what the conflicts were.
Oh, wow.
But there were some conflicts. Shortly after that, there were others. He's worked for the IPRA in Oklahoma City. He helped promote and produce the International Finals Rodeo.
Oh, wow.
He worked for
But the PBR started its international tours in 2006, because PBR Canada started in 2006. And same with Australia.
and Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico, yeah.
Yeah. Steve Gander did a meeting with Randy Bernard in Mexico.
No shit.
And talked
Well,
to
because they
the
did the
governor.
Global Cups then, too.
Say that again?
They did the PBR Global Cup around that time, too.
Yeah, by that time
World
Steve
Cup
was
it
gone,
was.
but they were getting the starting points.
No shit,
right?
eh?
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, and it kind of
They
goes
even
into
brought PBR to Manitoba, Devin.
really. There's a
Yeah,
town
because Zane went to one of his first PBR shows in Winnipeg in like 2007 or 8. Right around this time. This guy, you're gonna read about this in the book, Devin.
You got to buy the book, Devin.
I'll maybe let you borrow my copy.
You got to read it first.
It says for Ted's only, though.
Kind of does. I mean,
Okay,
this is
sorry.
part of our TED Talk.
Oh, Devin's an audiobook person.
Oh,
I have the gear to make this audiobook happen, too, by the way.
ooh.
We're currently using it.
So
Anyway,
who
sorry,
could
go
do
ahead.
Devin could be the voice. There we go.
The only
Could you
problem-
imagine? Could you
fun.
imagine her eloquent voice
Be probably,
explaining?
It'd probably sell more books, Ted.
Absolutely. Put her on the cover.
Yeah, put Devin on the cover. That would be very helpful.
How are you? So
Do you know that guy? You're just being nice.
absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not Steve Gander. I'm not going to look at my toes. Steve doesn't do that anymore either.
Okay.
Probably hasn't since he was 21 years
Okay.
old. But, when you're putting together the book, you have to try to put it in a way that's easy to read. I look at it like,
Even for idiots that don't know how to read good.
well, I hope that my writing is idiot proof.
It should be.
I
It
mean-
kind of has to be.
In journalism, as a newspaper reporter, I was taught to write for a 6th grade reading level. Grade
wow.
6, sorry.
Sorry, 6th grade.
So that's the idea. But you think about it. You look at people who post stuff on social media.
Oh my God.
And
They
a
don't
lot
know
of
how to
them
write
don't have a
either.
4th grade reading
It
level.
looks like they never went to school at all, some people.
I'm telling you.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, I do
That's
this
okay.
when I sit next to Teddy for too
It
long.
gets a little bit, it's like Canadian by osmosis.
It's like when I talk to
evaporates into the air.
Cord McCoy. It ain't long
gets-
before I'm
yeah.
just picking that up. So that's
Yeah.
just kind of how
I
my
like
brain
Cord.
works. Yeah, I talked to him the other night. Actually, I'm going to go work for him in Oklahoma City next month.
Right on. Love it.
So, yeah.
Okay, sorry, where were we?
I have
I
no
got
idea.
on a sidetrack here.
Devin probably knows.
Yeah. Devin, can you rewind back to where we just were?
Oh yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The old Omaha tour finale.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Like the Pace,
Yeah, it was
Pace
the Pace
tour or
Picante
something?
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No shit.
they were losing money hand over fist.
I believe that.
And the first year he was a consultant, he was brought in to be a consultant. They not only didn't lose money, they made $150,000 profit after they paid his substantial fee.
Really?
I don't know how substantial. He didn't go into detail,
No shit.
but I guarantee you it was hundreds of thousands difference from what they've been losing.
No shit.
So, I mean, that's
But
what
he has a tour that he took to arenas, like major arenas, that was a profitable tour.
right.
Top to bottom, like exactly like in the 80s, he did this. He built and did shows in a very similar format to like how the PBR is made.
Exactly. The
what they
PBR
make.
followed the PBR.
So why doesn't the PRCA do this? Why are we still living in the dark ages over in the rodeo world?
Because there are over 600 PRCA rodeos.
True. But why
You
don't we
know,
have a tour that's like a
We
top
do.
tour? We kinda
60
do.
top 60.
But every rodeo is different though, Ted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what makes rodeo unique.
Okay.
Right? In that, okay, so you go to these tour rodeos,
Mm-hmm.
you get points from these tour rodeos. Now, I don't understand the point system. Apparently,
Me
it's
either.
based
Sounds
on
made
rounds and an average, but I don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
But basically, you go to these tour rodeos, and then you qualify for Puyallup, Washington. And then from there,
Oh, and you go to South Dakota too.
well,
and Rory's
hold,
part of that
hold
one,
on.
too. Yeah.
No, it's a Rory Limmel Bucker in South Dakota. How are you today? Doing all right. You want to buy a book?
She's looking for the audiobook too.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So anyway, you got to qualify for Puyallup before you can qualify for Sioux Falls,
Okay.
which is in South Dakota.
Yes.
And
Heard of it.
so they take the top 4 from Puyallup, who are automatic qualifiers, to Sioux Falls, and then there's still some tour rodeos left after Puyallup, and then they take the top 8 that are remaining that go to Sioux Falls, and then that's a huge, nearly NFR type payout. Now,
Yeah, it's a big one.
You know,
Per round, you can win 30, 40,000 there.
you can clear 30,000, out of there. That's where people are making the NFR at the last minute.
Absolutely.
That's why the tour is so important now compared to what it used to be. So, I mean, if you got the PRCA has been trying to do something strong with a tour system to sell its stars, and I think it's done a pretty good job. If you
Yeah.
remember, maybe back when you were a baby, we didn't have a lot of stars outside of rodeo, but everybody knows who Stetson Wright is now.
Yes, true.
Right? Everybody knows who Rocker Steiner is now. Everybody knows who Shad Mayfield is now. We're doing a better job of selling it. The big difference is the PRCA is not having to pay for that, because back in 2000, they were paying to be on ESPN. They were paying to be televised. And
yeah,
now,
true, eh?
at least with the Cowboy Channel, then the Cowboy Channel is in agreement and paying the PRCA, so the PRCA isn't out that money.
But are we marketing to a smaller audience though now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, we are. We're at, what do we call that? An endemic audience now, where it's only inside the rodeo world. We're not getting any new eyes on rodeo now because it's only on the Cowboy Channel.
That is very true.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that, like,
but what
with
avenue
ESPN,
we've
you're
tried?
going outside the box, but
But here's the thing: ESPN's is going to change its programming based on what it thinks is more important. And rodeo's proximity. How many? For a long time, no rounds were live on ESPN.
that's
None.
true. It was like delayed.
It was always delayed. Like rodeo would start at 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain in Alberta, but it wouldn't air in Alberta until 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
It
wild,
started
too.
at midnight, and in the
And
Central
now
Time
it's
Zone.
live, yeah.
And now it's and it went live, but if there was something happening, it got preempted. You know, so
Oh, that's
there
true,
we
got
didn't. There
pushed
was
back.
no control. Then we go into different other networks. Those were also cable.
Versus, there was a few
Versus
different
and
ones,
and the GAC, Great
Yeah,
American
yeah.
Country.
and Jeff,
and
but
then
Jeff
the
Metters was part of all of them.
Well, Jeff
With
Metters.
Geronimo, right?
Well, no, actually, he started with Wintercom, and that's based in
What
Tulsa.
David Sharp was part of too, and Sam
Yeah,
Sam
Sam.
Dunn.
yeah. And so he started with Wintercom, and then through Wintercom, because Wintercom was creating a lot of content for ESPN. Okay, they were doing all the horse racing for ESPN.
Okay.
The guy, and I can't think of his last name, but Chris, who founded Wintercom, he used to be a local TV reporter in Tulsa.
Oh, really?
Created Wintercom, got the avenue, and then, hey, you're
Interesting.
doing equine stuff. And then he said, let's do rodeo.
No
And that's
shit.
kind of how that went about. Yeah, I did a story on that when I was working at the newspaper in Oklahoma City
Interesting.
25 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was back when actually Jeff had taken a little break, and there was a guy named Carl Arkey that was doing the play-by-play.
Okay.
Butch was still doing the color. But I went over and I did a whole tour of Wintercom and got pictures of Carl and Butch doing the voiceover. That for a long time there was no live coverage. Everything was. I mean, Guyman Rodeo was first weekend in May, and it wouldn't air till July.
Oh damn. Okay.
Right. So that was what that was at the time. But there was a lot going on with that. Then Jeff created Geronimo.
Okay.
And then Geronimo took over. Wintercom, I'm not sure if it's even still around or what happened, but Jeff created Geronimo. Geronimo was doing all the rodeo stuff.
I see.
And Geronimo did ESPN and then did everything else but also got involved with the Cinch High School rodeo. And Jeff was really doing a lot. And then when the Cowboy Channel basically got the PRCA contract, Patrick Gotch hired Jeff
Yes.
to be basically the president of the Cowboy Channel. I'm not sure if it was where his status was with all of Rural Media Group. And then here, a few years ago, Jeff left. But Jeff keeps coming back to at least do the National Finals Rodeo. He was in
true.
Calgary.
He
True.
was. He's been in Calgary a couple times.
Right. So,
Anyways. Interesting.
yeah. So, but yeah, these are things that Steve had on his mind. One of the coolest things he would do, he would take his video replays and he would take the footage and he would create a 30-minute broadcast special. And he would take it from Minneapolis, the footage from Minneapolis, and then when he would go to Cleveland, he would buy 30 minutes of time on the station that worked best for him, and he would air that on Sunday afternoons prior to the next week's rodeo.
Oh no shit.
So rodeo's on the 7th. He would do it on
On the 30th of the month
the
before.
30th of the month
Or the
before in that town,
No shit.
and pay for that time, and it served as entertainment, and it served as
Advertising, yeah.
advertising for him at the same
No
time.
way.
It was an infomercial before there were infomercials.
Oh wow, it's genius.
Yeah. And so that was his deal. So at that time, monster truck rallies, races, all that, they spent most of their money on print advertising, radio advertising.
Yeah.
And Steve was like, rodeo's a visual event. We've got to do TV.
Yeah.
So he allocated a lot more money toward TV than anybody else considered.
Dang.
So,
That's
but
super neat.
yeah, and you got to think, in the 1980s, what year were you born, Teddy?
90.
So in the 1980s, back before you were born,
Back in the 80s.
not every household had cable TV, right?
No.
So your Sundays were, if you had TV on, it was limited. Now he could do cable at the time, but you're looking for entertainment and you're flipping channels or probably having your kid go up and change channels. That's
Yeah,
that was my
there's no
job.
remotes
I was the
back
remote
then.
control.
Yeah.
And you come across rodeo on TV, you're like, oh, this is interesting. And then the next thing you know, oh, hey, it's next week.
Yeah. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Ah, genius.
Brilliant idea.
Dang.
The other things he would do with that, the way he looked at things, he would look at it not just from a promoter and a producer side of it. He would walk around the stands. He noticed that the concession stands, the lines would be long. Kids sitting there wanting to order
during the team roping, right?
during whatever, even during an intermission, right?
I'm just kidding.
What?
Sorry,
But
team ropers.
what he would do, guy, you're a hater. But
I'm just observing the concession lines, and they're longer during the team roping.
well, what he observed was the more candy you had, the longer it took your lines. So he would only limit, like you'd only get Snickers and Twix.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't get 30 different varieties of candies because it took longer.
Too long to decide.
So he would sell more product that way.
Huh.
Things that you don't consider because he's making a kickback on that,
Oh,
right?
damn.
Little things like that. He would make sure that the people in the parking lot that were helping park people were very courteous and greeting.
That was the first point of contact, though.
First point of contact. Ushers, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you walked into an arena and they just put the dirt in and you didn't go around, somebody on his staff didn't go around and clean all the seats, that was a point of contact because what if you got this lady who's never been to a rodeo and she comes in her nice slacks and sits down and
chair.
She's not going to come back. Well, the idea for him was next time we come back to Chicago, she's going to come back too because she had a good time.
Yeah.
You know,
Dang.
his mind wasn't working on just what we're doing now. He was always thinking it
Right
ahead.
on. I love it. Well, I don't want to give away all the book, so
It's in there.
Do we have anything else we want to wrap up or say before we wrap it up here, Ted? We've already talked for 45 minutes. That happened fast. It's a bit of a time warp.
Typical in a TED Talk.
Yeah, happened fast.
No,
Anything else here quick, or
you
I have
know,
one question to ask before we wrap it up?
I will say you can go to worldstoughestrodeo.com. If you don't, if you're not here and you can't get one here in Las Vegas,
Yep.
there is a link on the worldstoughestrodeo.com that you can buy the book.
Or find you on the Facebook or the
Yeah,
Instagram.
I have World's Toughest Rodeo book or TwisTed Rodeo. There's going to be promotion
Yep.
and extensions on that. So, and then enjoy the rodeo. I mean, be rodeo friendly and come to the shows. Don't just watch it on TV. The Cowboy Channel is great.
Correct.
And it allows a lot of people. But when there's a rodeo nearby, man, go see
check it out,
There's
yeah.
nothing better than live.
It's true. What's your definition of cowboy shit? Before we wrap it up.
You know, for the reality is, right, cowboy shit is where people work their ass off at whatever they're doing.
It's true.
So I'm probably not going to go out and dig any ditches.
Not if I don't have to.
Not if I don't have to. But if I bust my ass, I'm doing some cowboy shit, right?
It's true.
And that's what I'm doing here in Las
Writing
Vegas.
a book.
I wrote a book.
Wrote a book about cowboy shit.
I wrote 4 stories last night. I wrote 6 stories the night before.
Yeah.
You know, in
That's
2
a lot of
days
writing.
I've written 10. Last year I wrote 79 stories in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot
that's
of
doing
writing.
some cowboy shit.
I like it. Thanks, Ted. This was a fun TED Talk.
It was a fun TED Talk.
Do we have anything else before we wrap it up, or is that it?
That's it, man.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks
Hey.
for tuning in.
Enjoy your day.
Make sure to get the book. World'sToughestRodeoBook.com. TwistedRodeo.com. He's Ted Harbin. I'm Ted Stoven.
Thanks, Ted.
This Big Ted, Little Ted, Teddy. TED Talk over. See ya.